anything new about that, but maybe Daemen would rather talk about it.
Yeah, or it's just not happening.
That's true.
Alright, I'll keep it.
No, you're good. Just let me know though. Mic check, mic check.
Mic check.
Profanity, derogatory comments, or other intimidating actions directed at athletes, officials, team representatives, or other fans will not be tolerated. As always, be loud, be proud, and be blunt. Now, at this time, would you all please rise and remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
And welcome back, Raiders. Today we have Mount Union versus Daemen College. Kaylee, would you like to go over the prep for both teams?
Absolutely, Brian. Daemen College has a record of 11-4, and they lost last night to Purdue Fort Wayne. And Mount Union, our Purple Raiders, have a record of 7-9, and they lost their last two games last weekend versus Campbellsville and Mount Vernon at a dual match. As far as stat leaders, the kill leader for the Wildcats is Zach Schneider with 158 kills. For Mount Union, we've got Luke Trezak and Cam Turnett tied at 136 kills. Your ace leader for Daemen is also Zach Schneider with 27 aces this season. Luke Trezak is also the ace leader for Mount Union, and he's got 16 this season. And our block leaders for Daemen College is Henry Moffitt with 9 and Andrew Cross with 16 for the Purple Raiders.
And we appear to be getting on the way. Stephen Grenier checks in. Will Heaney will be serving whenever we start. Serve goes to the Wildcats. Wildcats have a strong spike, but it's rejected by the Raiders. Cam Turnett and Andrew Cross and a double block there sent that one back.
Starting the block party early today.
Yeah, it's a little early for the block party, but I like the effort. Will Heaney will be serving again for the Raiders. Covered by the Wildcats. Wildcats with a nice set here. Goes over the block. Right back to the Wildcats, and they just dump it down.
Yeah, very smart play there by the Wildcats. They took it as soon as they could, as they could see the Raiders were not back into their position.
That was number 7, Ryan Parker, with the kill. He will be serving now for the Wildcats. Score is 1-1. Raiders receive this one. A little tricky, though. They have to just send it over for a free ball for the Wildcats. Quick set, but it's blocked by the Raiders. Blocked again by Andrew Cross. Another block. I would say now it's a block party.
It's definitely a block party. It looks like the Wildcats were in the net for that one, but they were rejected, what, 3 times that play?
Yeah, it was 3 or 4. A lot of good blocks in a row. Cameron Turnett will be serving for the Raiders. Very strong serve, but the Wildcats somehow recover. Almost get a block there. And Luke Trezak gets blocked by the Wildcats. Scores 2-2.
Looks like it's going to be a pretty competitive game here today.
Number 9, Jake Cousins will be serving for the Wildcats. Received by the Raiders. It's a free ball, though, and number 13 for the Wildcats slams it down. Cousins will be serving again for the Wildcats. Wildcats have taken the lead, 3-2. Very strong serve, received by the Raiders. Luke Trezak with the attack. Wildcats get it back. Blocked by the Raiders, and the Raiders can have a chance here for a back row attack. Wildcats put it in a perfect spot.
Yeah, and it looked like the Raiders' block was just not quite there.
Yeah, they sent it right over the block. 4-2 now for the Wildcats. And rejected by the net. Andrew Cross for the Raiders will be serving now. Very strong serve. Covered by the Wildcats. Long set. Huge attack, but somehow received by the Raiders, but blocked by the Wildcats and sent back into their zone.
That was a beautiful swing there by number 13, Zach Schneider. He's the kill leader for Daemen. He's got a fantastic reach there. Super long arms.
3-5 now. Number 3, Michael Kruger serving for the Wildcats. Huge serve. And the Raiders cannot get to it. It's a bad deflection from Cameron Turnett. Not much you could do there, though.
Definitely not. What an arm he's got.
Kruger again for the Wildcats. Rolls over the net, pancaked by Cameron Turnett. And blocked by Matonis, but it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, that was a good effort there. That's what the Raiders need to be doing. Obviously, we are a strong blocking team, and we're definitely going to have to step our game up with this aggressive swinging team.
7-3 now for the Wildcats. Cameron Turnett gets all of that, and Matonis sends it at the Wildcats, but the Wildcats receive that one. And Aaron Armour can't get a good hand on that. Wildcats are going on a run now. Score is 8-3. Kruger will be serving again for the Wildcats. And flies out of bounds. Number 5, Mark Bruns will be serving for the Raiders. Received by the Wildcats. Nice set here. Raiders received this one. Cameron Turner with the attack. Wildcats are going to send it back at the Raiders, and Grenier cannot get a good hand on it. Number 13, Zach Schneider will be serving for the Wildcats. Score is 9-4 Wildcats. Strong serve here. Cameron Turner receives that one. And did he hit the antenna or the player?
He hit the net. It did not go over. He was just a tad late, it looked like, with his attack.
Schneider again for the Wildcats. Cameron Turner receives that one, but it gives him a free ball. Off the block, and
a point for Daemen. It was a good defensive effort on the Raiders' end, but just not enough hustle to get there at the end. When you've got such a strong swing, you've got to set up a little bit deeper in the back and expect a further bounce off the block if the block doesn't close.
Schneider again here. Trezak receives it. Haney to Bruns. Unfortunate. Well used timeout there for the Raiders. Raiders are currently down 4-12 as they are in a hole and they're trying to get out. Good timeout here could reposition them to maybe take the lead or at least tie it or get it within 3 points. But what are the stats so far for this match?
Yeah, so far we've got the Wildcats with 4 blocks and the Raiders with 2. We've got 14 attacks for the Wildcats and 8 for the Raiders. The Raiders have a negative hitting percentage at the moment, which has definitely shown. They've got 0 kills, while the Wildcats have 7. The Wildcats are such a clean playing team. The Raiders definitely need to clean up their play a little bit and clean up their mistakes on their end as we see that in their hitting percentage. Other than that, defensively, they're doing all right. Just need to react a little bit quicker and adjust to the way that the Wildcats are playing their offense. Hopefully, coach over there is telling them the same things. That's what I'm seeing. But it does seem like the morale of the Raiders is a little bit down, which happens when you're down 8 points in the start of the game. But hopefully we'll see a turnaround.
Yeah, it's only the first set, so they could definitely turn it around. They seem to come out with a lot of energy, and now that energy seems to be down at the moment, but I feel like they can definitely turn it around here.
Absolutely. Volleyball is such a game of momentum.
And it's only the first set. Schneider will be serving again for the Wildcats. Raiders need to stop this rotation here. Trezak gets it. And Matonis gets it right over.
Looks like the Wildcats were also in the net for that play.
Trezak will be serving for the Raiders. Unfortunate. Flies out of bounds.
It's a very bad mistake to make when you're down so many points.
Yeah, not a good time to have a service error at all. Number 12, Henry Moffitt, will be serving for the Wildcats. Received by Aaron Armour. Will Heaney to Cam Turnit. Heaney with the setter dump, and it's perfectly placed.
Very, very smart play there. The more that the Raiders can discombobulate the defense over there, the more effective their plays are going to be. This is definitely a team you have to play smart against and look for the holes.
Matonis now for the Raiders. Received now and served over, but hit off Brun's hands and out of bounds.
What a kill by Ryan Parker.
Number 4, Cameron Milligan now for the Wildcats. Received by Trezak. Free ball now for the Wildcats. Hit off the block and out of bounds.
Again, that is another one of those instances where the Raiders have to be prepared for a further bounce off the block. Either that or our middle hitters need to really get up there sooner.
Milligan now for the Wildcats. Trezak receives this. He needed Trezak. Puts it right over the block. They almost played it. I believe it hit the floor, but I thought they were going to play that one.
It's a very quick short bounce.
Heaney now for the Raiders. Scores 7-15. Wildcats. Received by the Wildcats. Quick set here. And flies out of bounds.
It's a great side out for the Raiders. Starting to close that gap just a little bit in the score. It's now 8-15.
Heaney will be serving for the Raiders. Jump float.
And short.
Number 7, Ryan Parker for the Wildcats will be serving. Trezak receives it. High up in the air for Bruns. And Brun gets it right over the block. An excellent attack there.
Beautiful reach there.
Turn it now for the Raiders. He killed the ball, but just not where he wanted to put it at all. Put it right into the middle of the net.
It's the third service error for the Raiders this match, and we started with 0 at the last timeout, so definitely need to improve on the serves here. There's not much of a chance for them to come back.
Cousins for the Wildcats. Trezak receives it, but free ball, and that's happened way too many times.
Kill on the overpass.
Cousins again now for the Wildcats. Wildcats have a 9-point lead, 18-9. Trezak receives it.
And another kill on the overpass. Raiders serve receive definitely needs to improve here. It's hard to do when you've got such a strong serve coming at you, but they definitely just need to relax a little bit. Let the ball hit their arms, stop swinging it too much, and try to do what they can without giving them that overpass, because they've shown time and time again that they're going to take advantage of it.
19-9 now. Cousins will be serving again. And he kills it, but he killed it out of bounds. Point for the Raiders. 10-19 now. Andrew Cross will be serving for the Raiders. Received now by the Wildcats. And a nice, wow, a nice set and attack, but it flies out of bounds. Cross again now for the Raiders. Wildcats receive. Backward set now. And blocked by Trezak. What a
Big
block.
there. You
He-
can see he was perfectly in position for that one.
Yeah, predicted right where the ball was going to go.
And the block wasn't even closed by the other middle hitter.
Cross again now for the Raiders. Received by the Wildcats. And Matonis puts it right over on the overpass.
We've seen a lot of those plays today.
Yeah, I feel like when the serves are coming in strong, it's kind of hard not to do an overpass.
Absolutely. I used to have a coach back when I played who would joke with us when that happened, and she would say, "Who's the best setter?" The other team was the answer.
Appears that way in this game. Nice attack here, and it lands right in for the Wildcats. Scores 20-13. Kruger for the Wildcats will be serving. Turnett receives it. He needs a Bruns, Received by the Wildcats, but Raiders get a free ball here. And Trezak sends it at them. Now the Wildcats have a chance. Received by Heaney. Armor to Bruns. Off the block. Received by the Wildcats. Another chance here. And blocked by Matonis, but back at the Wildcats, and they don't know where the ball is. Some miscommunication there from the Wildcats leads to a very crucial point for the Raiders as they try to come back from, it was a 7-point game, now it's a 6-point game. Bruns will be serving for the Raiders. Received now by the Wildcats. And just barely over the block, number 13, Zach Schneider with a nice attack there.
And just short with the coverage there for the Raiders.
Schneider for the Wildcats will be serving. Trezak receives it. He needs to armor. Wildcats now. And blocked by Matonis, but they have another chance here. Almost blocked by Matonis again, but they land a perfect cross shot.
That's unfortunate. It looked like a lack of an aggressive play over here by the Raiders. It seemed that there was some miscommunication with that set. I think he was trying to give it to Cameron Turnett. He just wasn't ready for it.
Schneider again now for the Wildcats. 22-14 is the score. Just barely over the net. Matonis saves it. Trezak with a nice attack. Wildcats have a chance now. And no one was there. (23-14) is your score. Wildcats have been dominant in this first set so far. Received by Armor. Heaney to Trezak. Rolls over the net. Raiders have a chance now. Trezak is blocked, but it goes out of bounds, so that's a point for the Raiders.
It's a good point here as the score starts to near the end of the game.
Trezak will be serving for the Raiders. Trying to somehow bring them back from an 8-point game. Received by the Wildcats. Trezak receives it. He need to turn it. And it lands in the other team's zone. Raiders are starting to fight back, but
Got a long way to go.
Wildcats only need 2 points to win this.
It's not impossible.
Definitely isn't. Trezak receives that. He need to turn it off the block. Wildcats have a chance now. Received by Bruns, but free ball for the Wildcats. And Schneider sends it right at Trezak, and it goes out of bounds.
And I will say I have to give props to both Trezak and Turnett for doing great jobs in the back row when they're not up in the front hitting.
Yeah, they definitely both are all-around players. They're not just good hitters.
Absolutely.
Armor receives this one. He need a Trezak. And nothing Trezak could do there, and that'll
That's
wrap
the
up the
first
first set. What were the stats like for that first set?
All right, for the Wildcats, we had 6 attack errors. For the Raiders, we had 3, which is surprising when we see the difference in the hitting percentage. But as far as kills, the Wildcats dominated that set with 17, and the Raiders only had 7. So definitely just from looking at that, we see that the Raiders definitely need to do a better job of being aggressive. That was when they were scoring points, was when they were making big plays. It just seems that their defense was thrown off a little bit, and it threw off their offense as well. So need to make some adjustments on both the offensive and defensive side, but I think mostly on the defensive just to get that offensive back on track because their offense is looking great right now when they are making plays. As far as service errors, both teams had 3, and I think that was also detrimental to the Raiders. part of coming back from such a big deficit in points is keeping momentum, not only gaining it but keeping it. So when you lose a serving run, or maybe not even a run, when you can't get a run at all, you're definitely at a big disadvantage there. As for the service errors for the Wildcats, they seem to be pretty early off in the game. And lastly, we've got blocks. Daemen had 4 and Mount Union had 5. And with that, we will be back in just about 2 more minutes.
And we appear to be getting back in the action now. A little confusion from both teams, but game should be starting soon regardless. Dominant first set from the Wildcats there. What are the keys for victory for the Raiders, you think?
I think cleaning up their errors. I think mostly we need to step up the defensive effort.
Parker for the Wildcats. And a very good start for the Wildcats here. Trezak for the Raiders. Wildcats receive it. Bad receive though, and they just have to give a free ball now to the Raiders. Shaky start for the Wildcats. And the Raiders have a 2-0 lead. Seem to have their momentum back, or the Wildcats just don't have any momentum.
Well, they're probably pretty fired up after losing the first set.
Wildcats just don't look like the same team.
Well, let's not get too ahead of ourselves. It's the first set.
I'm just saying.
Or first couple points.
First 2 points, they just didn't look like the same team, but maybe Cousins will turn it around for the Wildcats as he is serving next. Turnip receives it. He needs Matonis. And sent over by Moffitt.
It's a nice quick play out of the middle.
Cousins will be serving again for the Wildcats. Scores 2-2. They seem to have their momentum back. Armor receives it. And Heaney to Trezak after a fake to Matonis. Very nice play there by the Raiders.
Beautiful play. That's a perfect example of those smart plays you need to be making to throw off the defense on the other side.
Matonis for the Raiders now. Wildcats receive. And an attack, but Bruns just sends it in the wrong direction.
It's a pretty hard one to receive there. It's coming quick, but it's not an attack, so it's a bit different.
And I feel like one arm may have hit it first.
Yeah.
Kruger now for the Wildcats. Heaney to turn it, but rejected by the three-man block. Goes out of bounds, though. Fortunate for the Raiders.
Say, wow. You typically do not see a three-man block on the outside. That's pretty, wow.
That was cool to see. Heaney now for the Raiders. Wildcats receive. And an attack, but blocked by the Raiders and goes out of bounds, so point Wildcats. Schneider now for the Wildcats. Received by Armor. He needs a cross, but it goes out of bounds.
There's just an execution there. I still think that that's just what the Raiders need to be doing. Those quick plays seem to be effective as long as it's executed correctly. Looked like Andrew Cross was just a bit late.
Schneider again now for the Wildcats. Armor receives this. He need to turn it. Off the block, Wildcats receive it, and Cross dumps it down. Way to take advantage of the overpass. Turn it now for the Raiders will be serving. Very strong serve. Covered by the Wildcats. And right over the block and into a zone where only turn it was, but you can only dive for it. Wildcats will take that point. Moffitt now for the Wildcats. We have a close game so far.
Much better start than the last one.
Turn it receives. Heaney with the backward set to Bruns. Unfortunate. He almost got it down the line.
Turned his body just a little bit too far. It was
Yeah,
a great idea.
I thought maybe someone on the Wildcats would have touched it, but unfortunate there. 7-5 now for the Wildcats. Armor receives that off the net. And Cross, wow, what an attack by Cross. Cross will be serving for the Raiders, scores 6-7. Rolls over the net, Wildcats have it now. And an attack that almost hits him, turning in the face. And Matonis with a great play. It just lands on the line.
Looked like some miscommunication for the Wildcats.
Score is now tied 7-7. Cross will be serving for the Raiders. Chance for the Raiders to take the lead. Wildcats receive. Off the block, Raiders have a chance now. And Trezak cannot get it over the net. Milligan now for the Wildcats. Received by Turnit. Heaney to Trezak does not work as it's blocked.
Yeah, unfortunate for the Raiders. That was a great play, but an even better block. They're still trailing behind very closely.
Armor receives this. Heaney with a backward set to Bruns off the block, and the Raiders will take that point.
It's a great play. I would say in comparison to a few of the last games, they're utilizing the right side a little bit more than they're used to.
Mm-hmm. Number 21, Jacob Urash now for the Raiders. Wildcats with the attack. Urash saves it. Heaney to Grenier. Attack now for the Wildcats, off the block and out of bounds.
Wildcats are attacking very, very strongly and very, very effectively this game. They started off with a perfect hitting percentage for the first 4 kills.
Wow. Number 7, Parker's just served that for the Wildcats.
Beautiful kill.
And Trezak just put it down. Trezak will be serving for the Raiders. Raiders are only down by 1, 9-10. Just barely over the net, and a really good serve. Looks like Trezak wasn't even really trying to do that. He just shrugs his shoulders.
And now it's tied up.
10-10. See if Trezak can get lucky on another serve. Wildcats receive it. And off the block and out of bounds. Cousins for the Wildcats will be serving. Just, wow, a nice jump float there from Cousins.
Yeah, the Wildcats are definitely doing a good job of picking apart the Raiders' defense. I think defensively the Raiders definitely need to pick up their game.
Cousins again now for the Wildcats. Received by Armour. He needs Matonis. Cousins receives it for the Wildcats. And off Trezak's hands and out of bounds. Wildcats are starting to pull away, but maybe the Raiders can finally get this rotation out of here. Turnit receives. And Turnit with the kill.
What a play. That's exactly what the Raiders needed. That run was starting to get to them.
Mm-hmm. Only a 2-point game now, 13-11. Tonis set to serve. Wildcats receive. And an attack, but off Cam Turnit's hands.
I'm very, very impressed with the Wildcats offense, especially this set.
Kruger with the serve for the Wildcats. Raiders get lucky there as it hits the top of the basketball hoop. And Moffitt lands that one for the Wildcats. No timeouts yet this set, which is a little interesting, because usually we get one around this time.
Absolutely, but the deficit isn't too bad for the Raiders, so
Mhm.
I think that everyone's optimistic.
Yeah, no need to call a timeout now. 3-point game. Heaney will be serving for the Raiders. See by the Wildcats. And blocked by Cross. Raiders get another chance here. And it's off the hands of a Wildcat and out of bounds. Only a 2-point game now, 13-15.
Raiders definitely need to keep swinging as aggressively as they are. Their offensive effort has definitely improved from the last set, and it's definitely showing in the score.
Heaney with the serve. And off the block. Three-point game now. Wildcats have a 3-point cushion. Schneider now for the Wildcats. Armour receives. Heaney to cross. Wildcats have a chance now. And off the block and out of bounds. Schneider will be serving again. Very strong serve, recovered by the Raiders. Bruns with the attack and lands it.
That was a great play. Seems like the Raiders are starting to find the holes in the Wildcats' defense over there.
Turn it now for the Raiders will be serving. And unfortunate as it hits the net.
Definitely not a great time for that one.
Yeah, I would expect a timeout soon for the Raiders. Moffitt for the Wildcats will be serving. Armour receives. He need a Bruns and off the block, off the receive and out of bounds. Cross now for the Raiders will be serving. Received by the Wildcats. Raiders have a chance now. Trezak off the block and out of bounds. Raiders actually get one of those. 2-point game now. Cross with the serve. Wildcats receive. And a strong attack that Cam Turner pretty much catches.
Wow, what a hit. Not much you could do there on the defensive side. Great reach and a great swing, and the ball was straight to the floor. Well, but it was caught. Would have been straight to the floor.
Milligan with a nice serve there. As the Wildcats take the point. Very good time for a timeout from Coach Mihalik. What are the stats like for this second set?
All right, well, with the score, we're at 20-16 with the Wildcats leading. Still pretty close. We haven't seen as big of gaps in the score as we did in the first set, which is good on the Raiders' part. But, you know, not much I'm seeing that they could do better other than just execute. The Wildcats are such a clean team. They've made very little mistakes. They actually have 0 attack errors right now and an insane hitting percentage. They've had 17 attack attempts and only 12 of them were kills, which means that only 5 of the balls that they hit were kept in play, which is insane. With 0 errors, that's insane. The Wildcats also have 2 service aces and 1 block. They do have 2 service errors. On the Raiders side, we've got 13 kills, 4 attack errors, 1 ace, and 0 blocks this game. We've had some kept in play, but none that were points, and 2 service errors for the Raiders. We are just about to get back on the court.
Score is 20-16. Wildcats have the lead. Milligan will be serving for the Wildcats. Received by Armour. Free ball for the Wildcats, though. And it's not what they wanted to happen. As it hits off Armour's hands and gets into a place where Luke Trezak cannot reach it.
That makes 13 kills for the Wildcats.
Milligan again now for the Wildcats.
And it's in.
Miscommunication there from the Raiders.
That's a tough ball. It's coming really quickly, but as a defensive player, you have to move to the ball. You can't just sit back and watch it fall, especially at this point in the game.
Milligan again for the Wildcats. See by Turnit. He needs Matonis off the block. Wildcats have a chance.
Looks like the Wildcats were in the net. Spoke too soon.
Point Raiders. Bruns will be serving now for the Raiders. See by the Wildcats. And Parker's attack is sent back by Matonis.
Big block for the Raiders. That was a big play there. The point deficit is not too big. There's still a chance. Only 4 points.
Bruns will be serving again for the Raiders. Way up in the air. Wildcats put it way up in the air again, and it goes out of bounds.
Big set over there for the Wildcats. I'm impressed with the reach there.
Bruns will be serving again. See by the Wildcats. In a strong attack that just goes off the block and into the Raiders zone. Point Wildcats. Parker serving for the Wildcats now. See by Turnit. Heaney to turn it. Off Heaney's head. And Heaney with the setter dump. Which works as a point as the Wildcats hit it 4 times.
Good hustle there for the Wildcats, though. They're a bit discombobulated and pretty close to keeping the ball in play.
Trezak serving now for the Raiders. And blocked by Matonis and Turnit.
Block party's back.
Trezak again for the Raiders. Way up in the air. Wildcats sprint to it.
Great serve for Trezak. He is proving himself as the ace leader. That's exactly what the Raiders need right now to close this point gap.
And the Wildcats receive. Grenier receives that one. He need to turn it. And a nice attack there.
Smart play. The Raiders are definitely starting to see the holes on the other side and get a little bit more fired up. I don't think Daemen was expecting this.
Yeah, the score is tied 23-23.
Looks like we may end up in some extra points here.
Wildcats send it at the Raiders, and it's a point. Cousins will be serving for the Wildcats. Turner receives it. Free ball now for the Wildcats. This could be dangerous. And it is. But never mind. Trezak somehow gets it back in play. And the Raiders somehow, I don't know how they got a point out of that.
It's communication, that's what it is.
Should have been the Wildcats' point, like 2 or 3. Tonis for the Raiders. Moffitt just barely puts it over. 25-24 now, Wildcats. Number 18, Wade, will be serving for... Never mind. He will not be serving for the Wildcats. Kruger will be serving for the Wildcats.
A little confusion as they get back on the court, it looks like.
Just doing some cool moves.
Looks like the referee is a bit confused. I think they may be having a little bit of rotation struggles as Jeremy Luden just came in.
We have a coach off right now between Matt Mihalik and Don Gleason. This could get aggressive. Uh-oh.
Oh, they hugged it out. It's all right.
Very heated argument here.
Wish the coaches were mic'd up for this one.
Yeah, we need to invest in a coach mic and a ref mic now.
Looks like the issue is resolved.
Still some confusion, I guess, but we'll continue play. Kruger will be serving for the Wildcats as they are up 25-24 and just need one more point. Turner receives. He need to turn it. Off the three-man block, the Raiders receive that one. They have to put it over now. Trezek sends it to the Wildcats. Wildcats now have a chance here. And they put it down. That'll be the end of the second set.
What a set that was. A much better off effort by the Raiders. There was not too far of a lead that the Wildcats had on them. Waiting for my stats to refresh. All right. The Wildcats had 17 kills and the Raiders had 15. We have hitting percentages for the Wildcats fell there at the end of the game. Like I mentioned at the last time out, they had a very, very strong offensive effort. They had 0 errors and almost a perfect hitting percentage, but it went back down to a .4. The Raiders were trailing behind them with .36. We had 3 aces for the Wildcats and 1 for the Raiders. 1 block for the Wildcats, 2 for the Raiders, and 2 service errors for both teams. We're going to take a short break, but real quick, I just want to discuss what we saw there. I think that the Raiders' defense is lacking a little bit. They're doing an all right job, but I don't think they're used to playing teams like this that aren't very scrappy. We have a very scrappy defense. They're usually pretty good at picking up tips and you know, the kills that aren't as strong as the Wildcats have. This is a very, very aggressive hitting team. They have aggressive serves. They've definitely thrown our serve receive a little bit out of place, but I think the Raiders can do it. As we saw in that last set, they were very, very close. So this could be the last set here, but I'm pretty optimistic about the Raiders. They seem pretty pumped up right here. But with that, we'll take a break for the next 2 minutes.
And we are getting into the third set. Bruns will be serving for the Raiders to start off the third set. And not a good start for the Raiders.
I believe that happened in the last set. Also, the first serve was missed. Kind of takes away your advantage of having the first serve of the game.
Mm-hmm. Parker sends it over for the Wildcats. He needs Matonis. Wildcats somehow get that. He needed a Trezak and blocked and out of bounds. Or they say inbounds. They said on the line.
It looked like the line judge said out of bounds, and the official head referee overruled that call.
Okay.
It was a close one.
Yeah, it was really close. It looked out of bounds, but it could go either way.
I actually thought I saw a touch, so I'm not even really sure what happened there.
I also have a tripod in my way, so.
It looks like the Raiders' defense is already a little discombobulated.
3-0 now for the Wildcats. Parker serving again. Trezak receives it. He needs Matonis off the block. Trezak saves it. And he needs a Trezak, or turn it. I don't even know where that ball went.
Went over the net, and it looks like it went off the blocker's hands, but straight down, which is very, very odd. You don't see that often.
Mm-hmm.
It does happen, but must have hit a very particular part of their arm.
Parker again now for the Wildcats. And it hits the net and goes onto their side. Kruger messing with the Raiders there. Trezak now for the Raiders. And Schneider with a nice attack, but Trezak saves it. And the nice backward setter dump by Will Heaney.
Very smart play there.
Yeah, that looked cool.
It was very fast.
Trezak serving again for the Raiders. And the Wildcats are rejected, but now the Raiders have a chance. He needs Matonis, and it stays in bounds.
And the Raiders are starting to attack again.
After a 4-0 run for the Wildcats, Raiders are on their own 3-0 run. And the 3-0 run stops.
That can be pretty detrimental there. We've talked about it time and time again in the past couple games, not so much today, but those missed serves, especially early on, when you have such a close game, really make a difference.
Yeah, every point matters. Cousins now for the Wildcats. Trezak saves it. And Matonis have a nice attack as it hits off the block. Matonis will be serving now. Only a 1-point game, 5-4. And a nice attack from Moffitt for the Wildcats as Matonis cannot get to that.
What a great play there that was. That was a tandem play out of the middle from Moffitt. He's got a very great arm. I believe he's the leader of blocks for Daemen College.
Kruger now for the Wildcats. Trezak saves it. And that would have helped them out, but they didn't know where the ball was going to go.
Very, very tough with our ceiling.
Yeah, our ceiling makes it really rough because you're either going to hit a basketball hoop or the rafters.
Yeah. All ceilings are pretty tough, but ours, I think, has a lot more going on.
Yeah, you have to dodge 6 basketball hoops in the air.
Another service error. We've seen quite a few in this set so far for this early in the game. Got 2 on both teams.
Heaney will be serving for the Raiders. Received by the Wildcats. Schneider with a strong attack, but it's blocked and the Raiders somehow find it. And hit off the block, and Wildcats will take the point. Schneider now for the Wildcats. Turn it with a free ball for the Wildcats.
Fumble.
But Moffitt fumbles. Turn it serving for the Raiders now. Raiders have to win 3 straight sets if they want to win this game. Blocked by the Raiders, and Cross sends it over off the block.
That's a good play there. The defense on the other side was not ready for it. They were definitely not in position.
Turn it with the serve, and a really good serve. So Wildcats libero cannot pancake that up.
It's the first ace of the game for the Raiders. It's tie
Wow.
the score.
Turn it again here. Wildcats receive. Strong attack, but Heaney saves. Grenier to Bruns. Wildcats have a chance here, and it flies out of bounds. Raiders have the lead now, 9-8.
I believe this is the first time the Raiders have had the lead out of all 3 sets.
Yeah, I believe so as well. Wildcats receive. And Grenier cannot get to it in time. Moffitt will be serving for the Wildcats. And flies out of bounds.
Seeing a lot more errors this set from the Wildcats.
Cross now for the Raiders.
A little confused there. It's like the Raiders have 7 people on the court now.
It's a new strategy. Cross of a nice serve. Wildcats have a chance. And it flies past Cross.
Beautiful attack there. That back corner is not utilized often, but when it is very effective. Especially with the way the Raiders defense is structured.
Milligan now for the Wildcats. 10-10 now. Just barely over the net. He needs Matonis. Matonis can put it back up. He needed a Trezak, but blocked. And he needed to turn it. Actually works. Hits the line. It only took 3 attacks to get a point.
Very, very good back row attack. We've talked about it a few times, but Cameron Turner and Trezak being both very strong front row players and back row players is definitely showing here. Gives a strong offensive advantage for the Raiders.
And Matonis of a crazy play. Off the quick set.
Seems like the Raiders have found their momentum.
Urash will be serving again for the Raiders. Received by the Wildcats. And a huge attack by Schneider from the Wildcats. Number 16, Gary for the Wildcats will be serving. Receive by Turnit. Heaney with a quick set to Matonis. And it works. 13-11 now. Raiders have a 2-point lead.
Yeah, the attacks are definitely working on the favor for the Raiders. They definitely need to be more aggressive, but those tips are definitely throwing the Wildcats off. Just goes to show that you do not have to be the strongest team to come back. Just gotta be the
Trezak for the
smartest.
Raiders now. Flies in the air foul, hitting a basketball hoop, and over to the Raiders side. He needed Trezak, puts it right in between the block.
The triple block.
That was nice.
And timeout for the Wildcats. They were not expecting this, especially if the first 2 sets was some success there. I don't think they were.
Isn't that
expecting
their
the Raiders.
first time out taken?
Definitely, yeah, it
Yeah.
is.
Wow.
Yeah. All right, for this 3rd set, so far we've got 6 kills for the Wildcats, 8 for the Raiders. As you can see, their hitting game has stepped up quite a bit. We've got 2 aces for the Wildcats and 1 for the Raiders. 1 block for the Wildcats, 2 for the Raiders, and 3 service errors for the Wildcats and 2 for the Raiders. So Raiders are definitely cleaning up their offense and defense a little bit. I think that they still need to do a little bit more if they really want to come back and win 3 more sets, but we'll see what happens here after this timeout.
And we're back from the timeout. Trezak will be serving for the Raiders. And flies out of bounds. Cousins now for the Wildcats. And blocked by the net. Matonis will be serving for the Raiders. And a strong serve, but flies out of bounds. Kruger now for the Wildcats. Strong serve. Ross received that one. Free ball now for the Wildcats, and they took advantage of that as it's hit off Andrew Cross and into the Raiders zone.
Absolutely. Each time we've seen Kruger go back to serve, he's had very, very good runs. So this could be a little scary here for the Raiders. He's got a very, very strong serve.
Trezak receives. And Turner hits off the block. It goes out of bounds. Raiders have a 16-14 lead. Heaney will be serving for the Raiders. And partially blocked. Heaney now to turn it.
Great.
Somehow received by the Wildcats. Blocked by the Raiders and back at them.
Great play. The Raiders are definitely stepping up their aggression this set.
Yeah, they look like a completely different team.
Definitely.
Heaney again for the Raiders. See by the Wildcats. Off the block. Wildcats will take the point. Schneider will be serving for the Wildcats. See by Trezak. Will Heaney gets there. And out of bounds from Bruns.
Great hustle by Will Heaney there. I think it might have been a good call to ask for some help, though.
Yeah, he ran all the way across the court just to get it. Schneider again for the Wildcats. See by Trezak. Bounces off the net. Armour just sends it to them. And put in a good position as Heaney cannot get the ball up. 17-17 now. This could be dangerous for the Raiders as they need to win 3 straight. Can't afford a single loss.
And you got the leader of service aces back there to serve.
Wow.
Very, very close. I couldn't even tell where that was from up here.
I was just waiting for the ref's decision to call anything.
It looked like the line judge wasn't even very sure.
Yeah, he's looking at the line just a minute. Turner just barely gets it over. Wildcats somehow receive it. And Grenier just, I don't know what he was trying to do there.
Yeah, something with his arm happened. He was in the right position. I think he just held back a little bit. They're tied at 18-18 again.
Moffitt now for the Wildcats. Armour receives. Heaney to Bruns and off the block. 19-18 now. Raiders take the lead. Cross will be serving for the Raiders. Received by the Wildcats. And a strong attack by the Wildcats. That was number 16, Gary.
It's a lucky play for the Wildcats. It looked like that serve was just about to go out of bounds.
Number 4 now, Milligan for the Wildcats will be serving. 19-19 game. Turner receives. Heaney to Bruns. He needs Matonis, and Matonis lands it.
All around a great play by Matonis. A great swing, great reach over the block, and a great spot.
Bruns will be serving for the Raiders. Raiders have taken a 1-point lead, 20-19. Received by the Wildcats. Backward set here. That was either hit off the net or hit off a player.
Yeah, I'm not sure. In my opinion, I think it looked like it was blocked by the net
Yeah,
more than anything.
it looked like it
but
had the tape.
we know we don't have the greatest view, so.
Yeah, I can't judge anything from here.
I believe the ref's call was that it hit off the block and then went out of bounds.
And Gary for the Wildcats sends it out of bounds, and the Raiders get a free point off a service error.
Well, the ball doesn't lie, Brian. Maybe we were right.
Ball does not lie. Trezak now for the Raiders. An attack by Schneider here. Grenier hits a basketball hoop and just flies back at them.
The score's all tied up again.
I feel like Coach Mihalich should just have them practice hitting it at the basketball hoops and seeing how it comes down.
Yeah, receiving off the ceiling is very tough. That one was hard because the pass that originally sent the ball up there was really quick, so it fell really quick.
Mm-hmm. Number 15 now, John Jarowski. Armour receives. Heaney to turn it.
And the Wildcats win the net there.
22-21 game. Matona serving for the Raiders now.
And in the lead.
Matonis will not be serving for the Raiders. Number 2, John Santanastosa will be serving for the Raiders. And the Wildcats have a chance here. Off the block and out of bounds. Tied game once again. Kruger for the Wildcats. This is not a good position for the Raiders to be in. Strong serve. Trezak receives. Heaney to turn it.
It looks like Turnit was out of position there. Looked like a nice set, but I think maybe he was expecting something a little bit quicker or lower. Or
Good.
sorry, not lower. Further inside.
Good timeout from Coach Mihalik here.
We're 1 for 1 with timeouts this set. That hasn't happened yet either. As far as stats, we've got 13 kills for the Wildcats and 12 for the Raiders. 3 attack errors for both teams. Around the same attack attempts, 24 for the Wildcats, 25 for the Raiders. 2 service aces for the Wildcats, 1 for the Raiders. 2 blocks for the Wildcats, 3 for the Raiders. And 6 service errors for the Wildcats with 4 for the Raiders. It's a very close, similar efforts for both teams this match. I think the Wildcats are probably a little bit thrown off. It's not typical that you have such a big win in the first set and then the other team just gradually starts coming back, especially after the second set. You'd think the Raiders would be a little bit defeated after making such a strong effort and still not coming up on top. But both teams are swinging very aggressively and serving very aggressively, and I think it's going to come down to defense here, which the Raiders have been struggling with. So we'll see in these last few points. We might end up in some overtime, but we'll see what happens here. It's definitely going to be a good fight to the end. But we may see another set.
22-23. Kruger will be serving for the Wildcats. Wildcats have a 1-point lead. All they need is one more set to finish this game. And it hits the net. 23-23 now. Heaney serving for the Raiders.
That's big. That's the 7th service error for the Wildcats this set.
Wow.
Definitely shows in the score. Could have been a very different outcome.
Wildcats have a chance here. Moffitt hits it. And Heaney with a great play. Great effort there. Seems to be an injury. If that's the case, we're probably just going to take an injury timeout for the moment. And the player appears to be all right, so we will continue play now. Heaney will be serving for the Raiders. Raiders are up by 1 point, 24-23. All they need is one more point. Trezak to Heaney. Heaney to turn it. Off the block. Wildcats have a chance now. Schneider with the attack. Trezak saves. Heaney can save it. And Bruns with the attack. Wildcats save it. Wildcats have a chance now.
Looks like both refs are calling a touch there.
Wow. 24-24 now. Schneider will be serving, one of their more powerful servers. See how the Raiders can respond to this.
This could be dangerous here.
Turnit receives. Heaney to cross. Wildcats aim at the ref and hit him. I think that was intentional. Either way, the Wildcats get the point. 25-24 now. All they need is one more point to finish up this game. Turnit receives. Heaney over to Bruns. Off the block. And the Raiders will get the point. 25-25 now. Getting in some extra time.
Great reception by Cameron Turnit. It's big when you have such a strong server. Could have very, very well been the end of the game there for the Raiders if they didn't get a good pass.
Turnit with the serve. A bad receive from the Wildcats. And the Raiders will take advantage. 26-25. All they need is one more point to take this set. Turnit with the serve. Wildcats have a chance. Off the block. And the Raiders win the set.
Wow. Great play by the Raiders. We definitely saw a big turnaround from the first two sets. Our stats this set, I'm waiting for them to refresh. But not much different from the last time out. One moment as they refresh. All right, we've got 16 kills for the Wildcats, 14 for the Raiders. 4 errors for the Wildcats, 3 for the Raiders. Similar attempts, we've got 31 for the Wildcats and 30 for the Raiders. So very, very similar hitting efforts this game. 2 service aces for the Wildcats, 1 for the Raiders. 2 blocks for the Wildcats, 4 for the Raiders. 7 service errors for the Wildcats and 4 for the Raiders. I think that those service errors and errors in general were detrimental to the Wildcats. We've seen in the first 2 sets they didn't make many errors, and it showed in the score, and that's why we saw such a big run over the Raiders. But that time the Raiders were executing a lot more, and the Wildcats just, I think we're not expecting the Raiders to come out with a much stronger swing and serve and all-around better play. They looked like a different team this set, so it'll be very interesting. We could see a big comeback here for the Raiders, but we're gonna take a quick timeout, and we'll see what happens in about 2 minutes.
And we are back for the fourth set. Number 7, Ryan Parker will be serving for the Wildcats. A bad start for the Raiders there.
Yeah, it took just a little fluke there. Not really sure what happened.
Raiders have to make the impossible happen here to win this game. Flies out of bounds. 1-1 now. Trezak will be serving for the Raiders. Wildcats receive. Matonis tries to send it down, but he just didn't get the hit that he wanted.
He was a little late there.
Mm-hmm.
The ball had already crossed the net too far for him to just put it down. Good attempt, though. We've seen a lot of that this game.
Cousins now for the Wildcats. Received by Turnit. Heaney with a setter dump. I honestly thought that was going to Bruns. that was great.
Yeah, that's been an effective play each match. He should definitely try to do that a little bit more.
Yeah, he was great at those backward setter dumps.
Although it does take away the element of surprise if he does that every play. But it is shown to be effective to break up those long serve runs as well.
And blocked by Cross. Just ran into a brick wall there. Matonis serving again for the Raiders. And hits the net.
It's the second service error of this set. First one for the Raiders, but it's pretty early to see those, and especially with the 7 that the Wildcats had last set. They're going to have to clean those up if they want to close this game out.
Kruger now for the Wildcats. Very strong serve, but flew out of bounds. A little too much mustard on that. Heaney now for the Raiders will be serving. Gets it over the net. Wildcats receive. Goes into the air. Trezak can give it to Heaney so he can put it over the net, but just cannot get it over the net. Schneider will be serving for the Wildcats. Scores 4-4. Armour gives it to Bruns, and another bad play by the Raiders. They need to clean those up.
Seems like the focus is a little wary here on the Raiders side of the court. They seem a little bit flustered, as you probably would be in a nerve-wracking game like this.
Mm-hmm. Schneider with another serve. Trezak gives him an overhead pass, or an overpass.
And as we've seen time and time again, the Wildcats do take advantage of those overpasses.
Mm-hmm.
Very well.
Schneider again here for the Wildcats. Strong serve, but it's rejected by the net. Turn it now for the Raiders will be serving. Received by the Wildcats. Backward set here. And a nice cross shot by number 4, Milligan. Moffitt will be serving for the Wildcats. Just over the net. He needs a Trezak. Wildcats have a chance now. And blocked by Cross and Bruns.
It's a great block. I know we had a lot of blocks in the first set, but it seems like the blocking game had declined a little bit for the second and the third. So hopefully we'll see a little bit more of that this set for the Raiders.
Cross now for the Raiders. And sends it out of bounds.
Quite a few service errors this set. We've seen 5 already between both teams, and with how many points we've got up on the board, that's
8-6. Milligan now for the Wildcats. Armour receives. Heaney with a backward set the Bruns.
It looks like they're calling over the net, which either means someone touched the top of the net or the back row attacker was too far ahead of the 10-foot line. I'm not really sure what happened there, honestly.
Urash now for the Raiders. Gets it over the net. Backward set here for the Wildcats. Hits the basketball hoop and lands in the Raiders zone.
Those basketball hoops are quite the obstacle today, huh?
Yeah. Honestly, forgot we were playing volleyball. Parker with the serve. Trezak sends it over. An attempted line shot, but it goes out of bounds. Raiders will take that point.
Just a little too far of a turn, but what a swing that was. That would have been pretty detrimental.
Trezak now for the Raiders. Received by the Wildcats. Quick set, and nothing Grenier could do about that.
Yeah, he's got such a big space of court to cover for those cross shots at the top one for him. He usually does a pretty good job with hustle, but I think the Wildcats have definitely done a good job of picking him apart today. They've had a lot of those cross-court shots that have been really effective.
Cousins with the serve. Armour takes that, all the pressure of that ball, and Trezak just sends it at the net. Cousins again for the Wildcats. Armour receives this. Wow. And a strong attack by number 13, Schneider. I was going to say it hit the basketball hoop when it went up, but it just barely dodged it. Cousins again now for the Wildcats. Scores 12-8. Wildcats with the lead. Just barely over the net. Urash has to give them a free ball, but they give us a free ball back, and Heaney just sends it back at them. Armour puts it up. Heaney puts it up for Trezak, who has to send it over for another free ball. And Moffitt makes him pay for that free ball that they gave him.
Seems like the Wildcats are definitely back on their offensive game. The Raiders are struggling with a negative hitting percentage at the moment. Definitely need to turn that around if we want to see the Raiders come back for another set.
Cousins again for the Wildcats. Received by Urash. To Matonis. And a good attack by Matonis. Matonis will be serving now for the Raiders. Only a 4-point game. Definitely manageable to come back from.
Absolutely, it's still early.
And a very strong attack, but Raiders got a hand on it. It just went way out of bounds.
That's what we call a shanked pass.
Kruger now for the Wildcats. Trezak receives. He needed Trezak. Hit off the block. And a pancake by Turnit.
And a strong attack for the Wildcats. Seems like the communication for the Raiders is lacking a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely not a good sign we've seen in the past.
Yeah, 15-9 now. I would expect Coach Mihalik to take a timeout if the Wildcats can get this point.
Absolutely.
And you're Ross with the attack. Wildcats receive it. Wildcats have a chance now. Trezak receives. He need a cross, but it's blocked.
By the net.
Same thing.
Yeah, you're right.
And there's the timeout that I predicted.
The score is 16-9. The Wildcats leading. Got quite a big lead on the Raiders at the moment, which is disappointing after the last set that we saw. But as far as stats, I'm waiting for them to refresh. A little slow coming in today. All right, we got 8 kills for the Wildcats, 3 for the Raiders, 3 errors for the Wildcats, 4 for the Raiders, and very, very low hitting percentages as we compared to the past few sets we've seen. The Raiders are in the negatives, and the Wildcats are only at a .29. So, also 5 service errors for the whole game, 3 of those for the Wildcats, 2 for the Raiders. So we're seeing a lot less accuracy this set. I think maybe they're getting tired out there. I'm not sure, but we need a little bit more of a defensive and offensive effort on the Raiders' end if they want to take this one to another set.
And we are back from the timeout. Score is 16-19, and Kruger for the Wildcats will be serving. Strong serve, covered by Trezak. Heaney over to Turnit. Way up in the air. See if the Wildcats can send it back at them, and they do.
Great hustle over there.
Heaney to cross, but somehow they receive that. Heaney can put it up again for Turnit this time. And somehow it turns into a point for the Raiders.
Yeah, for that defense over there, the Wildcats have done a great job getting the big hits for the most part, but they seem to struggle a lot with the quick tips that the Raiders are putting up.
Yeah, they're a really good hustling team. They never stop until the whistle has been blown.
I've said it a few times. They are just a clean team all around. They are always in the right position and really good at sticking to their basics.
Heaney serving for the Raiders. Strong attack, and Trezak cannot put it up into the air. 17-10 now for the Wildcats. Starting to pull away. Received by Armour. You need to turn it. And the libero somehow saves that. And blocked by Turnit. Turnit was making sure he was getting a point somehow in that play. He was robbed of his strong attack.
Turnit's had a great game today. As he usually does.
Speaking of, Turnit will be serving. And an attack here by the Wildcats, saved by Turnit. To Bruns. And Bruns lands it. Raiders are starting to make a comeback here.
You definitely see a shift in their attitude after the last time out. And focus and aggression. That's going to be crucial.
Turnit serving again for the Raiders. And a very strong attack by Schneider out of the back row. 18-12 your score. Heaney to Trezak. It rides the net.
It's like a little bit of a fluke on Trezak's end, but it ended up working out fine. That short cross-court shot seems to be effective in every single way, no matter who hits it. Definitely one of the holes over there for the Wildcats.
Cross will be serving for the Raiders. Strong serve. And a quick set and a nice attack by Cousins, number 9. Six-point game now, 13-19. Number 4, Milligan for the Wildcats is serving now. Armour receives. Heaney over the Bruns. And they finally got the libero to make a mistake.
Great play. Not much you could do there on the defensive side. It was coming at him so fast, he would have had to back up before the play even started.
Number 5, Bruns will be serving for the Raiders. And blocked by Matonis. He just put his hands up there and prayed.
His prayers were answered today.
The Raiders do not seem phased by that 8-point lead that the Wildcats had. They're showing signs of resilience. Nice attack there, off the block and out of bounds. Number 7, Parker for the Wildcats will be serving. Just barely over the net. Heaney over to Matonis, and it hits the line.
Matonis is flexing as he should be. He was I think he was a little late for that set, but it ended up working out just fine for him.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like he was a little too excited. He went back to serve.
We'll turn into our ref mic.
Not sure what they're disputing here.
Yeah, the ref mic isn't picking it up.
Looks like a possible overturn of the call. Not sure, but something's happening over here as the main ref's talking to Captain Turnett.
See if we can tune into the action here. And I don't hear anything of value, so we'll just turn that back down.
It was a nice try.
We're going to take a quick timeout until this issue is... Never mind. Looks like it is bent. Nope. Yep. Nope. Yep.
We'll be right back.
Yeah, we'll just be right back.
like the point has been overturned to the Wildcats. We're not really sure what happened there, obviously, because we didn't have our ref mics. But I'm going to have to guess it looks like the Raiders were out of rotation.
Yeah, I'd say that's a good guess.
That's what it usually seems to be when the way that the down ref was collaborating with the table. It seems like they're looking at the scorecards to make sure that all the servers were in the right place and in the right order.
Mm-hmm. Well, after that turn of events, the score is 21-15, and number 7, Parker, will be serving for the Wildcats. And a setter dump by Heaney. Every setter dump he has done, I believe, has turned into a point.
It has.
You should probably try to do them every play. No way they would catch up on that. Luke Trezak serving for the Raiders. Nice attack here, and it lands for the Wildcats. Number 9, Cousins for the Wildcats will be serving. Strong serve, Armour receives. He needs Matonis. And a block and an attack by number 13. Schneider did it all himself.
I don't know if I've ever seen that happen before.
That was crazy.
It was right off his block, and
It was a perfect attack.
He
What?
set himself up.
What? Wow. Just laughing about it. He definitely did not mean to do that.
But I think he meant to do it. I didn't think he thought he was going to.
He's like, oh, I tried that a few times. Heaney tried the setter dump, and Schneider denied him.
So
Schneider seems to be heating up.
Guess they shouldn't try that every time, huh?
Huh. Yeah.
It's now match point.
Finally caught on to it. Cousins will look to finish the game for the Wildcats here with a serve. Received by Turnit. He needs Matonis. And the Raiders will get a point. Raiders still have a chance. You can never count them out, but it's very improbable that they come back and win this set. Matonis with the serve. Wildcats with the attack here, and Matonis cannot get to it.
And that's the game.
Let's get a final stat breakdown.
Sure. Waiting for it to refresh. All right, and this is for totals of all 4 sets, not just the last one. We've got 66 kills for the Wildcats, 45 for the Raiders, along with 20 errors for the Wildcats and 15 for the Raiders. Hitting percentage for the Wildcats is just a bit higher. We've got 8 aces for the Wildcats, 2 for the Raiders, 15 service errors for the Wildcats, and 11 for the Raiders, that's a lot. As far as total blocks, we've got 10 for the Wildcats and 20 for the Raiders this game. And that is all. It was a great game to watch. It was fun to watch, and I think that this is definitely one of the best teams that we've watched the Raiders play at home. What a great effort by both teams. It was exciting. But the Raiders just fell short, I think, on their defense. I think that the Wildcats had a much more consistent, aggressive team as far as serving and hitting goes. Although the Raiders did block pretty well, it just wasn't quite enough.
And with that, we'll be signing off. I am Brian Martell.
And I'm Kaylee Klepper. Thank you
And
for watching.
have a great night.